What's up? This is Patrick of Radicards.com, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about my top 10 sports card pickups of 2020. Now, I usually produce these videos late in the year or early in the following year. Here we are in mid-May. I'm finally doing the one for 2020. So thanks all for your patience. As you know, I started doing these in 2016, and these have been a lot of fun for me. So here, let's get into it. This is the general list of cards I got in 2020 that I like that are not Frank Thomas cards. All right, here we go. So we're going to start it off with 3 honorable mentions. Now, these honorable mentions are cards that I felt are strong that didn't have a place, unfortunately, in the top 10 list for one reason or another, but I still want to talk about them. So let's get right into it here. All right, this first one is D. Gordon. Now, I've been picking up this 2011 Bowman Chrome Prospects autographs of D. Gordon over the years. I have a couple. I have like the gold one and the blue one. So I wanted to grab, I just kind of cherry pick them when I see them. So I saw this red and I was like, oh, see if I can grab that. I had seen this card 1 or 2 other times previously, but I didn't bid, or like the bin was too high. I think the first one I ever saw was like $300 bin. I'm like, I'm not going to pay $300 for this card. But yeah, this card was purchased alongside 2 other D. Gordon cards kind of around the same time. I remember they were just the deals were too good to pass on them, and this card was bin OBO, I think, and so I grabbed this card and along with the other 2 because they're just such good deals. So there you have. This is the D. Gordon 2011 Bowman Chrome Prospects autograph red refractor with a print run of 5. All right, so Craig Kimbrell, I've been eyeing his stuff for a while, just because I think he's a really dominant pitcher, and I think he's on a pretty good path to Hall of Fame career. And I had acquired like the printing plate auto of this card some time back, but I wanted, one of the lower print run versions of this card, the actual legitimate cards. And so I picked this up. This is the 2011 Topps Chrome Rookie Autographs Red Refractor with a print run of 25, PSA 9. Beautiful card. Love the way these cards scan. 2011 was an awesome time for rookies, as it was just a great follow-up to 2010. Just really 2 solid years of rookies. I mean, every year has their key rookies, but some guys pick up popularity later, much later on. So this is Craig Kimbrell's legitimate rookie card, as you can see there with the RC logo. So cool card. I'm glad I got it, and it's a nice addition to my collection. It fits in perfectly. So this is the 2011 Topps Chrome Rookie Autographs Red Refractor with a print run of 25, Craig Kimbrell. All right, so this card is it's important for a couple different reasons. It's a 1 of 1. It's got Steven Strasburg and Jason Hayward. This is the only booklet card I own or care to own, really. I don't have any booklet cards for my Frank Thomas collection. I don't envision myself ever getting any. It would have to be a really amazing deal for me to get one. I don't really do the booklet thing. I appreciate the booklet thing, though, which is why I wanted one example, and I couldn't think of a better one to get than this one. So the story behind this card, when I learned about it initially, was some kids on YouTube opened a box of 2 mini packs of 2010 Triple Threads on Christmas Day in 2010. Actually, yeah, Christmas Day 2010. Which was well after, Steven Strasburg's debut and his Tommy John surgery and the hobby shifting to Bryce Harper. But when they pulled it, the video is so entertaining. It's like one of my favorite YouTube videos ever. There's like an explosion of excitement. And I just have really fond memories of initially watching that video. I think I found that video in 2011 and watched it. And it's just been such a cool thing to watch these young kids get really excited about this card. It wasn't this version of this card. This is the 1 of 1 Platinum. The one they pulled is like the one of the larger print run examples. This card comes in a couple different parallels. So the actual word salad title of this card is 2010 Topps Triple Threads Rookie Rising Stars Autograph Relic Pairs Platinum 1 of 1. I mean, it's just a mouthful. I don't know if you can truncate that title to anything better, quite frankly, because Triple Threads is a very cumulative product with a lot of different parallels to almost every card. So, if not every card. So this is a great card to have. I love it. I PC both of the players very casually. So this is like a really nice addition. This card surfaced 2 other times and sold before I got my opportunity to get it. And of course, those other two opportunities, I had the opportunity to get those too. The first time I was like, well, it doesn't really fit. The second time I was like, I kind of want it. The third time I was like, now I really want it. So I grabbed it and didn't think I was going to have another opportunity if I had passed on that third opportunity. So there you have it. This is the 2010 Triple Threats booklet, Platinum 1 of 1 of Jason Hayward and Steven Strasburg. All right, let's get down to the actual legitimate top 10 list of 2020. And here we go. So starting off with some football cards, we got Ryan Leaf. Some of you might know I started PCing Ryan Leaf cards a couple of years ago. And I'm very, very picky about what I buy. I don't master set or anything like that. I'm not trying to get every card. I just have a very specific interest in some very specific cards. And so this one fit in the bill really nicely. This is the 1998 Bowman's Best Mirror Image Fusion Atomic Refractor featuring Mark Brunell and Ryan Leaf. Now, Ryan Leaf is featured on the back of the card. What you see is the back of the card. Mark Brunell is on the front of the card. And with the non-Thomas stuff, because I'm not like master collecting and trying to get every single thing, I just produce an image of, the front of the card. But in this case, because Ryan Leaf's on the back of the card, he's the one who gets the scan. So this is actually what you're seeing is the back of the card. As you can tell, the print run is right there on the right-hand side and the card number on the top right corner there. But all in all, these are just beautiful cards, and I just think these cards are just magnificent. They're very special. Excellent die cut design with that just magnificent, wonderful atomic refractor, like chip matrix embed. It's just such a cool thing. So the low print run to 25 makes these some of the hardest cards to find and pull out of 90s products. The insertion ratio is extremely high on these. So I was glad to get this. This was one of the more expensive Ryan Leaf cards I've purchased. I purchased a few, but this one was up there, and it's probably because make it due to set collectors or whatever. But whatever the case, it was a great addition, and I'm glad I was able to get it. So there you have it. This is the 1998 Bowman's Best Mirror Image Fusion Atomic Refractor with a serial number of 25, featuring Mark Brunell and Ryan Leaf. So introducing the list, obviously another football card here. These are the only two football cards on the list. The rest are going to be baseball. But this is a card I acquired while I was in between housing from New Mexico to Texas. So we were staying at a friend's house, and I was sitting out on the back porch one morning eating cereal, and I was going through, my eBay saved searches, and I saw this card, and it was a really tremendously priced bin, so I just went ahead and grabbed it. And so this was like kind of a cool thing. I typically don't go after jersey type pieces of non-Thomas stuff, but this one's Superfractor 1 of 1, obviously. So, and features Jimmy Clausen. I thought it was just kind of a nice piece to add. Oh, and Golden Tate is the other guy there. And so I was glad to get this. I have a very super modest Jimmy Clausen collection. I think this is like my 5th card. I don't really pursue much of his stuff, but if it makes sense, it's kind of a nice add. The reason why is because Jimmy Clausen was part of that 2010 rookie roster. And so I wanted to, it's another one of those like tie-ins to 2010. So there you have it. This is cool. This is the 2010 Bowman Sterling dual jersey box topper Superfractor. Again, super high insertion ratios on these. Difficult to find. Excellent card. Dual player. Just kind of a fun thing to have. So, I recently started scanning thicker cards in these one-touch magnetics cases. I love it. I'm just gonna do that. Like I decided just for thicker cards, they're gonna get the one-touch presentation because I like the recessed inside for the thicker chunks of card. I just think it's a better presentation for the thicker cards, and it allows enough space for the cards to sit evenly inside the case. So that's why you see this here, and some of the other ones are done in Card Saver ones. Kind of a cool thing. I like that anyway. So there you have it. Okay, so this is 2005 Artifacts Rainbow Platinum, Nelson Cruz. Now, this is 2005, which means he hadn't yet achieved enough professional experience to qualify for rookie status, which is why you don't see the RC logo on this card. You'll find the RC logo on his 2006 stuff. But this 2005 stuff qualifies as rookie card status, whereas 2006 stuff qualifies as rookie year card status. There's a difference. It's subtle. I wanted something from his first year where he appears on licensed cardboard. That would be 2005. And I wanted a 1 of 1, so this fit the bill with those things. So really happy to get this. A user, a visitor of my blog, messaged me and asked me, what do you think is Nelson Cruz's rookie card, or his best rookie card? And I was like, well, it's got to be his 2005 Bowman Chrome Superfractor. And then they were like, well, then I started looking at Nelson Cruz stuff and looking at his stats, and I'm like, my gosh, this guy's really productive. Maybe I should get something. So this is currently my only Nelson Cruz card. There may be others, but this is the first one I've purchased of his. I was really glad to get this. These cards are beautiful. I really like Artifacts from 2005. It's a really nice add to my collection. So there you have it. This is 2005 Artifacts Rainbow Platinum 1 of 1 Nelson Cruz. All right, so I've wanted this card for a while. Some of you might know I PC Travis Lee stuff, and I was happy to get this finally. A couple other times this card surfaced. I think actually maybe one other time I can think of before this card surfaced, and that I noticed. Maybe, of course, there's going to be other times stuff surfaces I don't notice, but one specific other time this card surfaced and I'd sold, and I was like, at the time, just collecting Travis Lee 1997 stuff. But you get all that stuff, and you're like, well, I guess I'll do 98 now. So this card comes from 1998 Donruss Preferred Precious Metals. Print run on these is to 50, and this is the sophomoric release of Donruss's Precious Metals arm. And I just think these cards are amazing, and I like the Rainbreaker polo he's wearing. I've seen that piece of clothing worn by Mo Vaughn, Frank Thomas, and some other players on cards over the years. It's kind of a fun thing for, I guess, practice workout gear. And so this is kind of a great card. I was glad to finally get this into the collection in 2020. Really nice add to my Travis Lee collection, which is still pretty small. Outside of Frank Thomas, I don't master collect anybody because it's just too much time and money. I don't have those kinds of resources. And even if I did, I wouldn't spend them that way. So I'm very picky with what I cherry pick with other players I like to collect. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. This is 1998 Donruss Preferred Precious Metals print run of 50 Travis Lee. All right, so I wanted to add this card in because this is it's an important card for a couple different reasons. One, it's first and foremost Johnny Damon's only rookie card, right? So he appeared on licensed cardboard in 1993, and this is the only card on which he is depicted that year. Everything else is minor league. And so, important card in my opinion because really, kind of after Rickey Henderson's rookie, everybody had more than one rookie card. Starting in 81 because you had Donruss and you had Fleer come into the market. In 88 with Score, and 89 with Upper Deck, and 90 with a bunch of other products, 91 with even more products, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you've got rookie cards, a lot to choose from for a lot of players. But with Johnny Damon, he just has this one card. And so I was glad. I wanted to get high grade of this card. I've been kind of cherry picking these in bargain bins over the years. And so I was like, well, let's just get, add one really nice one. And I wanted a 9, PSA 9. 10s are out of reach. And I don't recall ever seeing a 10. I'm sure there is one, but maybe more than one, whatever the case. 9 was suitable. And so this is the 1993 SP Johnny Damon rookie card in a 9. 1997 is the first year we got pack issued 1 of 1s, and they were released under the Fleer arm with 1997 Flair Showcase Masterpiece. And so I wanted one. I've seen these over the years. I just never, acquired any until this Tony Clark. This is the 1997 Flair Showcase Row 2 Masterpiece, Tony Clark. So a couple things about this card. I left the hobby in 98, later in the year. I think it was toward fall. And then I came back in the summer of 03. So I couldn't, buying Flair Showcase was out of my reach. I had a meager allowance every week. I think it was $5. And so I couldn't afford or even thought about buying any packs of Showcase in 97. But And I'd never seen a masterpiece. This predated my experience with eBay, so I had never seen one at card shows or anything. But I had learned that the text was purple foil. And I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing, because the text on the legacies are blue and the text on the standard cards are silver. Like purple just sounds like it's like amazing sounding. Like, oh my gosh, the one of ones have purple foil. That sounds incredible. Fast forward to 2001 fall, and I was working at the skate shop that sponsored me skateboarding. I used to be a sponsored skateboarder, like tour around videos and put my life at risk for entertainment purposes. I still kind of do that, but I'm smarter about it now. That's another story entirely. But there I am. It's fall semester 2001. I'm the first semester of college, and I'm working at the shop. And we had this back room in the shop, and one of the walls was just shelving, and we had a bunch of skate videos on the shelf. And the lighting wasn't very good back there. And I remember standing and looking at this shelf and thinking about, for some reason, 1997 Flair Showcase masterpieces and the foil on the print being purple. Mind you, I'd been out of cards for a couple of years, and I was in college and like skating, and I was dealing with this other chapter of my life, pursuing it, and so I wasn't even collecting. So I don't know what stimulated the memory of 1997 Flair Showcase, but I have this vivid memory of thinking about these cards in the fall of 2001, standing in front of a whole shelving unit of skate videos. It's such a weird train of thought. But fast forward to 2020, right? 19 years later, and I finally get an example. And so I was really happy to get this. Interesting thing about this scan, if you look at this scan and look at my background, they like really work well together. I mean, it's perfect blend. I bet if I cropped out the BGS case and plopped this card into the background, it would be like military grade camouflage. You wouldn't be able to find the card. You'd be like, this is a blank canvas, blank slide. Thanks for showing us a blank slide, Patrick. I'd be like, no problem, I'm here to entertain you. So this is the 1997 Flair Showcase Row 2 Masterpiece, Tony Clark. All right, so this card, this is the 1998 Leaf Rookies and Stars Longevity, featuring Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire. But this isn't any longevity. This isn't just any longevity. This is the holographic longevity. And I know you're thinking right now, no, it's not, Patrick, because the surface doesn't have the hollow foil finish. Yes, I understand that. But the reason why it is because the serial number on these is 01 out of 50. And the first print run out of 50 on the longevities are the longevity holographics. That's the parallel name. Typically speaking, with those longevity holographics, is the front of the card's surface is hollow foiled out. It's not a flat finish like this one. So when I got this, I was excited to get it in the mail and see if it was hollow foiled, and I was kind of disappointed that it was just a standard flat surface. And I've seen that issue on some of the other longevity holographics, that the fronts are flat, they're flattened out. There's no hollow foil finish. Just a couple times, more often than not, I see the hollow foil finish. So either way, though, I was just glad to get this. It's not a perfect card. The bottom edge has a bit of a condition flaw there, but I'm happy to have it. And it's a card I've always wanted in longevity standard format anyway, which is essentially what the appearance of this is. And so I was happy to get it regardless. That it, even though it doesn't have the hollow foil finish, but whatever. This is a great card to have. Just 1988 was such a big year for baseball. The home run chase, it was that extra tie-in that we needed to help drive and improve the sport morale after the strike in '95. Obviously, Cal Ripken's to thank for bringing that excitement back. The home run race in '98 was just another thing to do that. Barry Bonds' home run chase in 2003 was another thing that helped do that. So all these things help sell tickets and create excitement around the sport. So, Sammy Sosa and McGwire are partially to thank for that. And so I wanted to get something that showcased both of their likenesses. And I couldn't think of a better card than this one that didn't have a chunk of something or was autographed, because I wanted something that didn't have either of those characteristics on the card. And this was the perfect addition. So there you have it. This is the 1998 Leaf Rookies and Stars Longevity Holographic without the holographic finish. So 1 of 1, featuring Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire. All right, so Yadier Molina. I had wanted a rookie card of his for a while. and I'd been eyeing his stuff for years before I finally got this one. And his stuff has really come up in value over just the last year. I got this right before the COVID spike, so this card was relatively affordable. This is the 2004 Ultra Platinum Medallion with a print run of 100. I was glad to finally get something of Yadier. I don't envision getting another high-end Yadier card anytime soon, but if I do, great. His stuff is awesome. He's had an amazing career. I predict Hall of Fame status on first pass whenever that happens. Just a very productive and dominant catcher/hitter. So I was glad to get this into the archive. This is 2004 Ultra Platinum Medallion, Yadier Molina rookie card. All right, so this is good. One guy who shares the last name of Pat Burrell, a collector. He liquidated a big portion of his high-end barrel collection last year, and I cherry-picked this card. This is the 1998 EX Century Essential Credentials Future. It's a print run of 17. This is Pat Burrell's, one of his higher-end rookie cards. I was glad to get this into the archive. These cards scan really well. I love that swoop on the left-hand side. It's such a cool characteristic of these cards. This is just EX did a great job using alternate material for their cards instead of just cardboard. It's like plastic with this cool like hollow foil finish embedded into the cards. Just such a sparkle. They have some kind of a sparkle thing going on. I just love it. I think they're awesome. So I was glad to get this. I actually placed an offer on this, and the price was already so good. I remember seeing the card. The price was good, and there was an offer, and I placed an offer, and I went skateboarding. And while I was skateboarding, like my mind was on this card. I was like, oh my gosh, I should just hit the bin on that. I bet when I go home, it's not going to be available anymore. Someone's just going to buy it. I came home. My offer was still active, and it still was available. And after I think a couple back and forth with the seller, if I can remember correctly, I ended up just grabbing this card for. I may have just went the bin route and not worried about the offer. If I can recall correctly, like. I was worried that it was going to be purchased, and I knew if it sold, I'd be kind of I would be sad. So I was like, just buy it. I mean, the difference between my offer and the bin price is not that far off. So I grabbed it, and so I was happy to get this. Low print run of 17, late 90s insert, high-end boutique Pat Burrell rookie card. I guess one of the less mainstream rookie cards. A lot of people go after his finest gold refractor, which I actually picked that up recently too. Or like his Ultimate Victory Parallel 100. That's another one that's popular. So this is like kind of one of those other ones we just never see, and because we never see it, it's not as mainstream, so it doesn't draw the same attention. And granted, that's the reason why I am attracted to it, because of those reasons. It's just so rare. So I was glad to get this. So here you go again. This is the 1999 EX Century Essential Credentials Future with a print run of 17. Pat Burrell rookie card. All right. Number one spot goes to Steven Strasburg again. This is the 2010 Bowman Chrome Draft Superfractor, 1 of 1. It's not a proof or anything. This is the actual legitimate pack issued 1 of 1. A gentleman pulled this card out of a pack when this product was released it was like, I don't think he pulled it like at the same time, but it was obviously at around the same time this product was released, and it was on YouTube, and it was like kind of a big deal, but it was a lesser of a big deal because Bowman Chrome Draft came out after Steven Strasburg got hurt, like he got his Tommy John surgery, so that the hype around Strasburg had like softened a bit, and the hobby was focused on Bryce Harper at that time. And because of that, this card, when it sold, it did really well. I think it was a couple grand it sold when it that initial time. But it didn't perform as well as the Prospect Superfractor that got all the attention in May and June before and during his debut that made all the headlines. And so this card sold for kind of off the open market and at a lesser number. And then when I finally acquired it, it was much less than even that number, but it was still, pricey. But I was glad to get it because it's a perfect complement to my collection. I PC some of Strasburg's higher end pieces, and I was glad to get this into my archive. This is an excellent card and a great way to finish off the top 10 list. So there you have it. This is the 2010 Bowman Chrome Draft Superfractor 1 of 1 Steven Strasburg rookie card. So that concludes my top 10 list of general sports cards I acquired in 2020 20, the stuff I like the most that's not Frank Thomas stuff. Do you have a favorite that I talked about? Let me know in the comments area. Do you have something that you think that I talked about that maybe shouldn't have been there even? I'd love to know your thoughts. But whatever the case, if you want to interact, let us know in the comments area. Thank you for tuning into Radicards TV on Radicards.com. I'm your host, Patrick Reno, and until next time, enjoy collecting.
Oh, hey, how's it going? Did you know that every subscription to my channel equates to a collector somewhere getting a good deal on trading cards? Don't ask me how. It's science. Be sure to subscribe today to be updated on all my future content. Thanks.